Imagine getting a letter into the mail. The handwriting is neat, careful, but the words inside, they chill you to your core. This isn't just any letter. It's a confession, a message from someone lurking in the shadows, watching, hunting. These are the hidden thoughts of the most notorious killers the world has ever known. Today, we open letters that were never meant for the world to see. We begin with a man who taunted the police and the public, daring them to catch him, the Zodiac Killer. His letters were cryptic, filled with puzzles, threats, and a chilling obsession with power. In his letters, the Zodiac didn't just confess. He bragged. He wrote about the thrill of the hunt, the power he felt knowing his identity remained a mystery, while the city of San Francisco trembled in fear. His letters gave a terrifying glimpse into the mind of a man who didn't just kill for pleasure. He killed to feel invincible. The Zodiac's letters weren't just a means of communication. They were his way of controlling the narrative, of ensuring that even if he was never caught, his legacy of fear would endure. Decades after the Zodiac, another serial killer would emerge, this time in Wichita, Kansas. Dennis Rader, known as BTK, wasn't content with simply evading capture. He needed recognition, and so he began writing. In his letters, BTK gave the world a glimpse of his twisted duality. By day, an unassuming family man. By night, a calculating, merciless predator. Rader's letters revealed a man who desperately craved control, not just over his victims, but over how the world perceived him. His confessions were a cry for attention, a way to force the police and the public to recognize his genius, to validate his sense of superiority. And yet, for all his posturing, it was his ego that led to his downfall. His letters would ultimately become the very evidence that sealed his fate. What drives someone to write these letters? For many, it's more than a desire to confess. It's a need to control the narrative, a need to be seen, even in the darkest of ways. These letters are not apologies. They are not pleas for forgiveness. They are windows into the twisted minds of individuals who see themselves as beyond consequence. They toy with their audience, whether it be the police, the media, or their victims' families, reveling in the power their words still hold. Each letter is a thread connecting us to the unfathomable, to the minds that dwell in the abyss. And as we open them, we are reminded that sometimes the scariest monsters aren't the ones hiding in the dark. They're the ones writing in the light, signing their names as if the world will never forget them. And perhaps that's exactly what they wanted. Join us next time as we dive even deeper into the minds of history's most infamous killers. Until then, sleep tight.